Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Slcmof, back again with the video, and here I just want to talk about Call of Duty Esports, and this is a topic that I haven't talked about very much on my channel. I was a pretty significant, I played a pretty good amount of competitive esports at the beginning of Advanced Warfare, and also in Black Ops 2 towards the end, and also in all of Ghosts. I really did play quite a bit of competitive Call of Duty and Ghosts, despite how bad that game was. But anyway, whole other topic for another day. Today what I want to talk about is the new esports agenda that I guess David Vonderhaar, the creative strategist, I believe his technical, whatever he is, game director, whatever. He's a very important person at Treyarch, for those of you who don't know who he is. And he just rolled out what he calls his esports agenda, or what he plans to implement into competitive Call of Duty. And the main thing that I want to highlight in this video, and there's lots of other things I could talk about, updates to the Codcaster mode, and among other things, the main thing I wanted to talk about was what they call a ban and protect system. And this is clearly taking a page straight out of League of Legends, and of course a game like Call of Duty or any other console game is playing significant catch-up with those kind of MOBA games such as League of Legends or Dota, or even first-person shooter games like CSGO on the PC, and that's what they're trying to do with Call of Duty. And for those of you who don't know, Call of Duty Esports has been growing since Black Ops 2. I mean, ever since it's gotten bigger every year. Black Ops 2 is a big leap year for it. And that growth has continued into Advanced Warfare despite not selling as well as Black Ops 2 and not having the same public support from the general audience. And one of the main reasons that they're doing this pick and protect, or ban and protect, there you go, that's what it's called. And it doesn't really matter what it's called. What it essentially is one team will pick, you have a certain amount of picks or total equipment or guns or anything, absolutely anything in the game. You can choose whether to protect that item, in other words, defend it from being banned from the other team, or you can choose to use one of your little slots to ban a weapon or perk or attachment or whatever from the other team. Now, League of Legends has been doing this since Season 1, and it's Season 6 now, I think, or Season 5, so they've been doing it for a while, so this is not new. What is new is the protect thing. In League of Legends, you get 3 bans, and they are champion bans. And a champion is like a character that you can play as. It's essentially like your person that you're playing as. And in Call of Duty, they just really introduced that this year as well. And you have like the guy whose special ability is like a one-shot pistol, and then you have another one whose special ability is like running really fast or whatever. There's 9 of them in Call of Duty. In League of Legends, there's over 100 what they call champions, and also champions have multiple different abilities, while in Call of Duty they just have one for the sake of simplicity. So there is differences there, but in League of Legends you can only ban a champion, so you can't ban perks or abilities, which they're not called that in League of Legends, but in Call of Duty, for our sake, we can call them perks and abilities and attachments and those kind of things. You can ban those, so essentially anything in the game is up to be banned or protected. So ideally what I think Treyarch is hoping for is they're hoping for, like for example in Black Ops 2, let's say that there was a ban and protect system in Black Ops 2. In Black Ops 2 you had the primary guns that you would use. You would have the MSMC, you would have the M8, you would have the DSR as your sniper rifle, and those would be the 3 main guns I would see people banning. Also on a map like Express, S&D, you would ban the R870 Remington shotgun. That would be another weapon that would be open for ban. So I think what Treyarch is hoping for here is they're hoping that people can't just use the same gun that's best in the game. In Advanced Warfare, there's the BAL 27 and there's the ASM-1. Those are the only 2 guns that you can use really in a competitive setting. They're viable. And you can use the IMR, but that's just about it. So what they're hoping for is that people can't just use the same assault rifle and the same SMG at every tournament they go to against every team. They're going to have to be able to use a variety of different weapons, and that is ultimately why they put the system in place. Another reason they put the system in place is to make the competitive experience, viewing the game and playing it as well, as close as possible to the experience of actually playing a public match. So what they want is for you to be able to play a public match hardpoint and play a competitive esports hardpoint, and the only real difference being the few pieces of equipment and items that are banned by the other team, and also the difference being that it's 4v4 instead of 6v6. That is their hope ideally, but I think they're going to run into some serious issues potentially with this whole idea. The way Vonderhaar made it sound, and you can feel free to correct me, the vibe that I was getting is that there's actually going to be nothing banned in the game. everything is going to be up for free-for-all, and he said, even in the interview, he said it's our job to balance stuff. So we want everything to be in the hands of esports players, everything to be balanced. And then at that point, the players can decide what they want banned and what they want in the game. They can use their protect or ban system to you know, reserve the right of whatever they want to have. So if you're coming to it with this approach of the game being as close to public matches as possible, and you don't want to ban anything because you want that to be up to the players and you want the game to be very similar to a public match experience, you're going to run into some issues because there's ultimately some very cheap stuff that isn't in a game like League of Legends that is in a game like Call of Duty. Yes, I'm looking at you. Noob tubes, RPGs, danger close grenades, the list goes on. I need no more examples. You all get my point. So I think what Treyarch might find out is that people are going to use their protect points on things like UAVs, which have historically never been in Call of Duty, because let's face it, they're very easy to get, and they're incredibly too useful, because you can watch people flanking you and everything like that, and people are just, in a competitive setting with competent players, people are just going to be getting pre-fired around corners, which is no fun. Also, people are going to be using their protect points for rocket-propelled grenades, RPGs. They're going to use their protection points for danger close nades to just have an incredible blast radius of grenades and rocket launchers as well. And I think what they might find is that people aren't going to actually ban anything. It's going to be a race to protect all the stuff that's cheap and lame in the game, which they may need to be able to be open to fixing in the future. I will say, though, I love the idea and I love the innovation, and I love how they're taking a page out of the book that is much more popular and much more successful in a competitive standpoint, and that is League of Legends, of course, and Dota has pick and ban, or has, you know, pick and ban phases as well. Of course, in this, there's also the protect element, which is brand new as far as I'm concerned. I don't know of any other esport that has that, where you can actually pick something to protect. So I think what's going to be interesting, are people going to protect the kind of lame stuff, as I like to call it? Are they going to be protecting UAVs and RPGs, or are they going to be protecting the go-to AR? Are they going to be protecting the M8 and the MSMC of Black Ops 2, the go-to guns? That's what I'm going to be interested to know, and I think it could work either very well or it could go pretty badly. So anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about this video. Do you share some of the concerns that I do about the, quote, ban and protect phase, or do you not really see any of those issues and you think it's going to turn out great? Also, did you watch competitive Call of Duty in the past, and if you have not, do you plan on doing it in Black Ops 3 amongst these new announcements and them trying to make the game as close to the public match experience as possible? Let me know what you thought about this video in the comment section below. My name is Slcmof, and I'll see you later.